Wellness Reimagined, Biohacking for Armwrestlers. Training for a sport like arm wrestling puts the body through a lot. Some ignore the pain and discomfort and drive forward but risk serious injury. Or some give up and find themselves looking for another sport to participate in, while others, like myself, are interested in putting as much focus into recovery and rehabilitation as the strength and conditioning aspects of getting to the next level. Hello and welcome to our fifth episode of Wellness Reimagined Biohacking for Arm Wrestlers. Today we got Rosie here with the Flow Place again, returning for a second interview. We are so ecstatic to have you back. We're going to be covering my personal experience with the sauna. We're going to also be covering a couple other services they have to offer and other things you can purchase here that can help you along your recovery pathway. So once again, I'm going to give Rosie a moment to introduce herself and let us know how her and the Float Place has become very integral in her own wellness and recovery.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for having me back again, Dan. I'm a chief happiness consultant here at the Flow Place. I've been here for since 2019. I'm not sure how many years that is because with the pandemic, I kind of lost track of time there.
Always, we all have.
So I don't know what year we're in. And floating has changed my life to a whole other level, meditation-wise, health-wise, mental health-wise. And I highly, highly recommend it. And I love that you're doing this because you're like a true testimonial of what floating can do for you when you do it regularly and when you incorporate it for the things that whether it be your life, whether it be your passions, whether it be your career. It's like an all for all, honestly.
When it comes to wellness, one hand washes its other when you're utilizing multiple services in conjunction with each other. And there isn't one service that fixes all. There isn't one pill that fixes all. I know we all look for that one quick fix, but there isn't. It is a long and slow game that you can truly benefit from if you actually put your foot forward in trying it and actually attempting to see, okay, this is the bigger picture that I want, and this is how I'm going to get there. And with that being said, one of my favorite things with that actually I've been utilizing heavily since I became an arm wrestler was the sauna, the near infrared sauna. And I mean, my understanding of it's fairly basic. I have a very high level of understanding. We'll dive a little more into the mechanics of how it works. But for me, the sauna helps me detoxify and it helps me rid my body of any of the free radicals that are in there that I don't want via heat. So I am literally sweating out and diminishing all the negative crap that's in my body, for lack of a better term at this point. But all this stuff that I don't want to hold on to and carry on to, I'm able to let go, and I do it before I float because it allows for me to enter the float free and clear of any of that negativity that's residing in my muscles and my body. And on a mental level and a physical level, it really helps get me prepared in my tournament preparation, in my mindset preparation, in all different levels of getting ready for something that I need to tackle. And so please explain for our viewers, how does that work for some people who don't understand how the sauna works?
Well, first, let me just touch a little bit on what you started off with on that there isn't a one size fit all, and that's absolutely true. I mean, I've been on this, health and wellness journey for so long, and I've tried so many different things, but I haven't given up because there isn't a one fix all. You have to be like your own science experiment in what works for you. I don't believe that floating is for everyone on planet Earth. I do believe that there are benefits, but that there are so many modalities that are not that mainstream yet. And so I also love how you have the Facebook page for all of the different modalities of health and wellness that are not even covered by health insurance. So people can know about it. And on the infrared, besides the detoxifying, it also helps heal the body. The infrared panels and the heat temperature actually penetrates the skin, that it gives your body its own ability to heal. So like even with your arm wrestling, when you practice or after a match, doing a sauna afterwards is very beneficial because it helps with healing. And then going into the tank, absolutely. Your body goes into homeostasis, which is like total relaxation, so that you can heal naturally from the inside out.
It's just like how, in conjunction, these different services and these different offerings work for me has been transformative to not only me at the arm wrestling table, but also every other aspect of my life. As a massage therapist for 10 years, I have discovered different ways of how I can be a better massage therapist through these services. I've discovered how I can apply my skill set and my knowledge and understanding of these things to the rest of the general population. And while you said there's a lot of these services aren't as mainstream as we may like, I hope that this channel and I hope what we're doing here helps change that. I hope it paves a way for other services that may not be known and say, hey, I want to be highlighted in this, because you know what? Each and every recovery service does deserve its own individual highlight, but not for nothing, they all work together hand in hand, and you got to find your recipe. There is no instruction manual for each human that comes here looking for recovery or rehabilitation of their bodies or even minds for that matter. It's gonna be a science experiment,
Yes.
and I love being that size. I
Yes.
love being that guinea pig. I've always enjoyed the exploration process and the journey process of going to a goal, because you learn so much about yourself and everything else around you. Super fulfilling. Now, beyond my benefits that I receive for the detoxification and I use for the weight cuts, what are some other benefits that someone may experience with the infrared sauna?
Well, the other thing that we're also incorporating, which is part of a program, is sound healing.
Okay.
And so you go into the infrared to detoxify and sit and relax, heal, but you're also going to get some sound healing while you're in there.
Okay.
In the program. That's part of the program. I mean, some people do listen to music in there, but it's not part of the package that we're offering with the TFP experience.
So I know we had in previous episodes had touched up on, kind of grace up on it. We're going to go in a lot more detail in a little bit about it. This float experience, I myself have yet to take advantage of it. And I'm going to let all of our viewers know that I plan on actually jumping in onto this and learning more about it and sharing my personal experience with each and every one of you, so you can hear and learn a little bit more what it's about. So if you can, give us a little overview as to what is one expect with the float experience.
Well, the TFP experience is, the initials are born from the float place,
Okay.
but they really do stand for transformational, powerful, no, TF, fun and powerful, transformational, fun and powerful. And it's a 8-week program that includes floating, neurofeedback, sauna sessions, and coaching sessions. And in the area of the sauna, it is to detoxify your body for people that want to focus on their health, people that want to focus on maybe mental health and anxieties, the neurofeedback and floating. So it goes hand in hand. It covers everything that people may want to work on. Now, the very beginning of the TFP experience is a self-discovery session, which is available to all members when you become a member at the Float Place. And it's a 90-minute session basically to see where you are in the 7 areas of life, and scaling them, and then picking 3 to work on during those 8 weeks to catapult to where you want to be in 8 weeks.
That is epic, because a lot of people, they just need help with where to start, where to begin their journey. And this is a great way to actually open up the floodgates, open up the doorways and hallways of where your wellness recovery actually needs to be for you. And that's so glorious to have a guide, if you may, a spiritual guide to help you through that and offer that. And you had mentioned something about neurofeedback. That's something we hadn't touched up on previously. That's another service you guys have here?
Yes, it is.
Tell us a little bit more about that service.
So neurofeedback, what it does is that it helps your brain work together, both sides of the brain. Most of the time, most of us use our left side, which is the analytical and the fight or flight brain. And then the right one, we activate only when we need answers right away. So if you're ever like in a jam and you want to, figure something out right away, it's it's like all of a sudden the answer will show up while you're in the shower or something because you're determined to find it. And that's usually when we activate the right side. When we can work hand in hand with our right side all the time and be able to flow through life, then kind of fight or flight, just going by what we remember or what we've gone through in the past and just keep repeating the same thing over and over again, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. Or it just kind of helps it pretty much give us our maximum capability of brain activity,
Yes.
which is, in all seriousness, the most important part of recovery. Because if your mind and your body are connected on a level that you wasn't connected before, the recovery process doesn't necessarily stick. It doesn't necessarily last. You know, you expect something to be fixed on your body, but if you're not mentally in tune with it and you're not invested into it, the results don't stick as long as you may want. You know, and once you become more in tune and invest into what it is you're doing for yourself, your body, the physicality, and you keep your mind right, and it sounds like this helps facilitate that, you'll see better results and longer lasting results.
Yes, yes. And that's the thing is that during the process of the 8 weeks, you're learning like your personal recipe on what works for you to get from point A or to close the gap from where you are to where you want to be. And that's what those 8 weeks are for, is really to get into what works for you. What is my formula? Is it movement? Is it running? Is it, neurofeedback? And to put it all together and to go on, it's not for you to be doing it constantly over and over again. It's for you to get your formula and run with it and be able to bring all those areas of your life to a whole other level.
Well, it just lends to another concept that we've always been talking about since we started this whole thing, was that your wellness is not a luxury. Your wellness should be a foundation of every aspect of your life. Gaining this style of guidance and this style of, assistance in building said foundation will help you build a house of wellness within your own self and know how to actually carry yourself with the concept of, hey, I deserve to be taken care of. My own body deserves to be taken care of. My own mind deserves to be taken care of. What a novel concept and a great idea, right?
Definitely.
Now, to go back to the sauna a little bit and a little bit more specifically for you, what has the sauna done for you that you haven't expected it or didn't anticipate doing, in your journey since even before you started here or when you did start here?
Well, the sauna wasn't here when I started.
Okay.
The sauna just came on literally right when the pandemic hit.
Okay.
A month before is when we inaugurated it into the modalities that we offer here. But I use it occasionally just because I do detoxing on my own. But when I do use it, it's for when I'm starting a new workout routine to loosen up my tightness from doing a new workout routine.
Gotcha. Oh, it definitely works, but benefits greatly, and
Yes.
for me at least as well. Gets me ready to relax and ready to just tackle the day that I need to tackle. Now, for the sauna, you said the sound. I feel like that might be a little different than other saunas that are out there. Is that one of the options that sets your sauna apart from others?
Well, it is part of the program.
Okay.
I don't know what the other ones offer. I remember going to a facility in Belport, I just can't remember the name, and they have infrared sauna, and they offer Netflix, and they offer different streaming services so that you can just relax and kind of just watch something. So I would say yes. I would say incorporating some sound healing in there maybe separates us from the rest. I'm not sure what the others are doing, honestly.
One of my favorite things about the flow place in general is the emphasis on a little bit of sensory deprivation. And so whenever I go into the sauna here, I've been to other saunas. When I go to the sauna here, I really do appreciate the darkness, the lack of sound, and the ability to really get into a specific mindset. Whereas if there's a TV or something else that's stimulating my mind, I'm not able to get into that deeper mindset and get me ready for the float. So I personally love that, and I think that really helps my experience get that much more out of it and get that much more benefits out of it for what I'm looking for. So, once again, where can our viewers and listeners find you online?
The Float Place on Facebook, and the website is thefloatplace.com, and on Instagram, The Float Place Patro, or just The Float Place.
Okay. I'm going to be including all those links down below in the description. Once again, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you so much for
Thank
round
you.
2. And stay tuned for the next episode of Wellness Reimagined Biohacking for Arm Wrestlers. I am going to be interviewing somebody who is an arm wrestler that created a company within the arm wrestling community for arm wrestlers. We all get to benefit from it greatly. In addition to that, later episode, I will be covering my float experience testimonial as well.